Prime and composite. Adrena's GERD has damaged her esophagus. Her doctor has calculated her injuries at a 4. Is this a prime or composite number? To determine the classification of this number will be helpful in future calculations. So, prime numbers are divisible by 1 and itself. Composite numbers are divisible by numbers or factors. Composite numbers also do not have a remainder when you divide them. So let's go back to our example. 4. So 4 is the number that we are looking at. Is this a prime number or composite number? So to answer this question, we write out all the numbers that 4 can be divided by. So 4 can be divided by 1, 2, and 4. Because 4 divided by 2 is also possible because 2 times 2 would be equal to 4. So since 4 can be divided by more numbers than just itself, and 1 is considered a composite number. So let's look at another example. Bella's GERD is caused by diet. After changing his diet, the inflammation in his esophagus dropped down to 3. Is the number 3 prime or composite? So to answer this question, we determine the numbers 3 can be divided by. And so 3 can be divided by 1 and 3. Because 2 can't go into this. So, since it only can be divided by the number 1 and 3, it is considered a prime number. So here are some more common prime numbers. We have 2, we'll keep 3 there as we already went over it, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. So when dividing numbers, it is important to remember that the number 1 is not a prime number or a composite number. So let's do another example. The level of GERD that is found in Caesar is at a 5. He is 43 years old. Is 43, which is his age, a prime or composite number? So this is a larger number, so we'll probably need to use some mental math and some educated guess to find the answer. So we begin by trying to determine if 43 can be divided by any other number besides 1 and 43. So first we need to determine the largest number that we can divide it by. So we do this by looking at the square numbers. 2 times 2 is 4. We need a much larger number. So let's just try 5 times 5, which is still not big enough. So we can try 7 times 7, which is 49. And since 49 is larger than 43, but not too much larger, it is the largest number that we will try to divide it by. So let's write out the numbers that we're going to try. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now let's begin with 2. 43 is not an even number, so it can actually be divided by 2. So let's look at 3. 3 goes into 4 one time. So we bring down the 3, so 3 times 1 is 3. So now we have 1. And now we have 13. 13, but 3 can't go into 13. So, or it can, but we're going to have a leftover. So this isn't actually going to work either. So 3 doesn't work. So let's keep looking at 4. 4 can go into 43. So 4 can go into 4 one time. And then we'll bring down that 3. 4 really can't go into 3, or you'll have a remainder. So 4 isn't going to work either. Now we can look at 5, but we know that in order to be divided by 5, you would have to have a 0 or a 5 in the number at the end, because going up in 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on, always has a 0 or 5. So 5 won't work either. And remember that 43 divided by 6 is actually not going to go into it either as a whole number, because 6 times 7 is 42. So 6 and 7 don't work. So we know that now 43 is prime number. So here we are at our solution. Let's look at another one. The level of GERD occurring in Dale is at a 3, and he is 93 years old. Is his age prime or a composite number? So 93. Let's look at this. So 93. Let's look at numbers we're going to try. We're not going to try 1 because we already know. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll just go there. So let's notice that 93 can't be divided by 2 because it's not even. So we cross that out. So let's look at 3. So 3 can go into 93. So 3 can go into 9 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. Bring down the 3. Now 3 can go into 3 1 time. So here we are. 3 times 1 is 3 minus, so 0. So we know that 3 and 31 in multiple, like 3 times 31, can give us 93. And we know 31 can't be divided by an even number or anything else. So we are left with 93 for sure, having 1, 3, 31, and 93 as all the numbers for its multiples. There could be more, but we also just needed to know that these are just the multiples. So we know that this is a composite number. So we can stop here. So to summarize, prime numbers can only be divided by 1 and itself. Composite numbers can be divided at least one other number that is different than the number 1 in itself. Also, when determining if the number is prime, use square numbers to help you determine what is the largest number you should try to divide by.